Hari Om. It's story time again. And today, let us hear a story of the greatest and the holiest river of India, which is River Ganga. But why do we worship her? Why is it considered so holy? That is because she has been blessed by none other than the great Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. And let us see how. Now, if you remember in the story of the Vamana avatar, we had seen how when Lord Vamana's foot reached the higher worlds, Brahmaji washed Vishnu's foot with water and then poured that water into his Kamandalu, which then came to be the river Ganga. And then she went to Swargaloka and was also known as Mandakini. And another name for river Ganga was Vishnupadi because she originated from the foot of Lord Vishnu. Now meanwhile, in the land below, in the great Ikshvaku race, also known as the Surya Vamsha dynasty, the race to which our dear Lord Sri Ramachandra belonged to, there was a king whose name was Sagara. One day, he decided to conduct an Ashwamedha Yagna. In this, he would set out a horse which would roam freely in all kingdoms. And then, if the kings there accepted Sagara as their monarch, they would offer gifts of gold and silver coins and allow the horse to move freely. However, if they opposed him, they would tie up the horse and then fight with the king's soldiers. Now, Indra, sitting in the heavens above, grew anxious at the increasing power of King Sagara. And so, he went and took this horse and kept it near the ashram of a great rishi sage Kapila. The 60,000 sons of Sagara who were searching for the horse found it standing near this sage, and assuming that the sage was responsible for tying the horse, they began shouting at the sage. This sage was so powerful that when he opened his eyes from his seat of meditation, the 60,000 sons of Sagara got reduced to a heap of ashes. And Sagara was left wondering where his sons had gone and where was the horse. So he called his grandson Anshuman, and Anshuman went to sage Kapila's ashram. There he prostrated before the sage and asked the sage about the whereabouts of his uncles. And the sage then told him the whole story. Anshuman begged for forgiveness, but the sage told him that only if the river Ganga would come from the heavens above and wash the ashes of his ancestors, would his ancestors reach Pitruloka and be relieved of the curse. Now, Anshuman took the horse and went back home, and the king Sagara completed the Ashwamedha sacrifice. However, Anshuman and then his son Dilip tried their best to get Ganga from the heavens but could not succeed. Dilip's son was King Bhagiratha, a very noble and righteous king who was so determined to bring back his ancestors and take them to Pitruloka after washing away their ashes that he handed over the reins of his kingdom to his able ministers and started doing penance to please Lord Brahma. He just survived on fruits which were found in the wild, taken once a month, and for many years did severe tapas. When Lord Brahma was happy and came before him, Bhagiratha just requested Lord Brahma to allow the great river Ganga to come down. Brahmaji was so happy and so was Ganga, but there was a problem. Who could withstand the force of the flood waters of the river Ganga as she fell tumbling down from the heavens. And so, Brahmaji suggested that Bhagiratha now direct his tapas to the great Lord Shiva, because he was the only one who could take the force of the river Ganga. So for 1 year, Bhagiratha did great penance to please Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva appeared before him. He asked him what Bhagiratha wished, and when he heard about the entire story, he agreed to take the river Ganga on his matted locks. But river Ganga grew a bit proud. She thought, oh, I am so powerful. Maybe I could even drown Lord Shiva himself. And so, with these thoughts, she decided to come down. Lord Shiva understood about this and decided to teach Ganga a lesson. So he stood with his locks far apart, spread it wide, took the river Ganga on his head, and then tied up his locks so that not a single drop could come out. Now, Lord Shiva is also known as Durjati because his locks were so difficult to come out of. And Ganga is known as Jata Shankari because she has to remain in his locks forever. Imagine Bhagiratha's condition. He was so bemused that he had done so much, but now not a drop of the river Ganga could be seen falling below. So he again beseeched to Lord Shiva and asked him to please release the great river. Compassionate Lord Shiva agreed to do so, but in a gentle stream. In 7 thin streams, Mother Ganga came down. 3 flowed to the east, 3 flowed to the west, and 1 stream came just following Bhagiratha as he went ahead on his chariot. This rivulet sometimes became small, sometimes became mighty, sometimes flowed over boulders, sometimes over hills, and sometimes over meadows. And happily she gurgled and gushed ahead. Bhagiratha was very happy. But then there came an ashram of the sage Jahanu. Playful Ganga decided to drown the Yagnashala of the great sage. But the sage, in his powerful way, took up the entire river and gulped it down. Again Bhagiratha stood perplexed because now there was no river following him. And so he begged the sage to please release Ganga because his ancestors lay waiting down there in Patala. Sage Jahanu was very merciful, and so he bent down and from his right ear flowed out the river Ganga, now known as Jahnavi, because she is also considered to be a daughter of the sage Jahnu, having coming out of his body. Now there were no further obstacles. Sage Bhagiratha took Mother Ganga to where his ashes of the ancestors lay, and washing away those ashes, his ancestors got deliverance. So this is the story of the great untiring efforts of Bhagiratha, also known as Bhagiratha Prayatna. Even today, when anybody does so much effort that he finally reaches his goal, it is known as Bhagiratha Prayatna. And this is why we offer our gratitude to the great King Bhagiratha and offer worship to the holy river, because she has been blessed by the great Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. Even today, whenever we get the opportunity, all of us must go and take darshan of this great river, have a dip in her holy waters, and then sing Jaya Jaya Gange, Hara Hara Gange. If you like the story today, don't forget to and keep joining us to listen new stories week after week on this channel. Until we meet again, Hari Om.